Hello, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today, with me, your host, Director Show, and I don't know why I'm doing that. A lot has changed. As you can see, I have actually dug out a huge hole, and I'm starting work on harvesting out some of the roofing area. And yeah, there's a lot of this that I have to be doing in the background. However, I've been doing all of this off camera. Actually, no, that's false. Um, I was recording it, and I did have episodes recorded and everything. Unfortunately, and that was a lag spike. Unfortunately, the audio was messed up. And so I decided, well, I could just start a new episode or pick up where I left off and explain what happened. But I still have video footage, so here, what I'm going to do is show you just everything that's happened to lead up to this, and then I'll be back. Alright, so now you've seen everything. It's time for me to go and do the thing. By do the thing, I mean continue with the next part. I guess phase 3 of this? And that is to try to expand my base out as much as possible. I think the first order of business is going to be placing down as many light armor blocks as I can. Guess I'm using clean skin, right? I'm going to use clean for this base because everything's got to be nice and sleek here, I think. And I can change it if I want. But yeah, look at that. Going through that very quickly. Ow. My health's still full. Health is 2 2 down. So my plan here is essentially trying to move everything from upstairs down here, which might require a crane arm or something. But for now, I just want to build up a platform. I'll be back once I've gotten that done. I just had a thought. So this floor, when it's welded up, is going to look really flat. But the way it's shaped is actually perfectly ideal. I could insert catwalks to mark paths and keep it from being bland. I think that's what I'll do is I will build this up and then separate out the pathways. But looks like we're definitely positive for ice. We're very positive for ice. Good, good. So that means that we have all the power we need. I don't know. So this area could become a hangar, or I could just mine to the side and then put the hangar sort of off to the side. So it's still underground, it's just way off to the side, and it's not anywhere near this area. And then this area can become literally everything I need a base to be. And then, if I need still more space, I can expand all the way up and make a tower in place of this. And then the back of the tower, this can be a large door array. And I think that'll look really cool and futuristic and fit this aesthetic that I'm going for, I think. Of just like this spire rising out of the ground. How am I going to get resources transferred? I think that's the first big question. You know what? Yeah, you know what? You are hearing that. Not much time has passed. I'm immediately thinking of the biggest engineering problem that I have right now. That is simply, my base is over here, but I want my stuff to move over here. How do I facilitate this without going back and forth just moving things by hand or using my mining ships in ways that they're not intended to be? I think that there might be a fairly simple way I can take care of this. Also hydrogen. I should probably refuel that. So what I'm thinking is I can build a connector system on this end on a rotor that I can aim with a piston, and then I duplicate the same mechanism on the other side, and essentially we can pipe, like I could pipe the incoming resources through that. To help facilitate this, Keen Software House has made a new hinge. So I think the goal here is that I'm going to have these hinges. These are both going to be level with gravity, so I do not need depression. No one needs depression, let's be honest. And basically with these hinges, I should be able to just directly pass the resources through. So this is going to have to be on its side then. And what I'll do is I'm going to make a conveyor junction over here, and that's going to become my my whole area, and that should link the two things together. And then what we do is we aim both of the things to get it to actually like rotate face. Okay, so I'm going to weld this up. My plan, I think, is to use a specific kind of script, one that I have written myself. Also, I do not like this bug where it closes the tooltip and then doesn't let you see what you're building, because I get the sense that I can't tell what I'm doing. Alright, that ladybug's going to get close to me, right? Better not. Or my whole plan could go up in flames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 pistons and a connector on both sides. Or maybe I can get away with having one be on just an extended conveyor piping. It's getting a lot farther. I'm safe. So I could have it just kind of extending just straight out. and then have this one also I just want to be able to direct it from one side, I think. So yeah, so let's just get a piston and let's see what happens. I don't need this here, so I can actually cut this. I'm going to put a connector directly here. Why am I not getting power? Oh. Well, this is new. I didn't realize. I don't have power here. There's no power up here. And the reason is because I disconnected it. That should connect these two grids back together. There we go, that's lit. Now just gotta extend. I think I can get away with 2 pistons. Yes! And then use a connector. So I think my idea here is that I'm going to attach a control seat and then use a script. I have direct access to almost everything I need to just connect everything through the script. So all I have to do is add everything to a group, and then in the custom data I can edit how it responds to various button impulses. It's called piston and rotor keybinds. So I have basically a bunch of instructions for use here. So I have to create a group called park containing all the ship controllers, motors, and pistons. So I'm just going to put everything into park, and then I'll be right back. Okay. Last thing I need to do is put this into park, because that's the main controller that it needs to read, and it won't read from it if it doesn't have the controller. Then I can recompile the code. Flight C is set to control thrusters, but that's fine. As you can see, I'm getting a runtime now. It's going to take a moment to stabilize, but it actually runs very slowly. And now I want to actually look at, if I just hit park, I should be able to highlight everything. So for example, hinge, if I go into the custom data now, has this, and then basically what I do is set the number. Each of these corresponds to a direction I'm pressing the button. So for example, forward would be W or S, or and left and right it would be like A and D. So here I just want to set left and right. I'm going to say negative 0.5, right 0.5, and we'll just I'm going to want to change this, the name of this, so that I can actually hit recompile. So what should happen now? Yep, that moves exactly as I was hoping. Okay, and then what I do with the pistons is I find the ones that are in park. So that would be these bottom two. And then I can just say forward 0.1, negative 0.1. I'm just going to copy this to both of these. And then recompile this. And then I should actually have a working robot arm. Now, I could have made this a remote control. That would have been a better choice, I think. Anyway, I want these pistons to actually be a lot faster, so I want to say 0.5 each. Just recompile this one last time, and then we could like actually watch this expand. It's so it updates only like 6 times a second, so it's not super high resolution controls, but it does give me enough control that I feel comfortable. So if I just change my angle here, I'm at the max range. Really? Okay. That's fine. So what I can do then is I'm just going to extend this by 1 block. So let's just head at it this way, adjust the angle so that it's actually going to align. There we go. Oh, I gotta be careful. And then the connector on this one, I want to lock. And there we go. That's the umbilical setup. And that was actually really easy to do and very painless. Now I have an umbilical ready for when I want to actually start transferring all my stuff. Even better, I can actually set up grinders on the base and literally physically transfer the resources. I think that I need to actually hook up these umbilicals. If I can, I want to move all of my processing downstairs. In addition, I kind of want to start taking this stuff down. Now I do have some batteries, and I might want to move those batteries. Or I might want to repurpose them for spacecraft. I don't know yet. But I'll figure something out. There we go. Now some kind of welding ship would actually make a big difference here, I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to weld all of these up, and then I'll be back for the next, I guess the 6th step. Cannot withdraw small steel tubes. Okay. That's going to be a problem. Are we out of iron? Oh, we have no iron. Because of this distinct lack of steel tubes, I can no longer continue working on this. And hope that I have just enough space. If I just let's align to gravity. Put the drills on. Then we'll just harvest. Might get me 100% cargo. There we go. Did they change the audio? Sounds a lot different. They must have updated the sound profiles. Huh. Anyway, I'm just going to head straight up and then I think if I just do this, it should already know what to do. Alright, what I need to do. You're going to be ores ingots. You are also going to be ores ingots. With that, that should allow me to do this. Now, looks like we were able to escape the wrath of the ladybug. Now this is components 1. Components is still going to stay up here. This is the ores ingots 1. I'm going to do this. If I do this, it should empty. There we go. So just by inserting slashes into the name, I should be able to just... That should signal to Izzy's that I don't want anything in there. There we go. Then if I look it up... So now all of that's downstairs. All of it. Now the next thing is figuring out how I want to move everything. So I have essentially all these assets right here. For now it's a very temporary surface space. I mean, I also have like all this. Oh, I just realized. We want the other tank. You, I want to stockpile. And then this one should empty. And then we'll turn it off. And then we can remove it safely. Okay. So you no longer stockpile. So now you just stay on that. These are both filled. Okay. So we can remove this hydrogen tank safely now. We won't lose any resources. There we go. Now I just realized, what am I going to do with this thing? So I have this thing outside, but obviously I don't have a garage for it. I guess that's something for a future episode. Okay, here's what I want. Don't need yield modules. Let's just do this very slowly and then just turn this into a framework of conveyors. And then we can think about relocating everything else on the base. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, I have an exposed port on this assembler. Now, it's a little hard to grind things if they're on the same thing, but it's very easy to actually grind stuff. I just need to show. I need to show, not tell. So my idea is, like, it'll make sense. I have a plan for what I'm going to do here. It'll make sense the moment it becomes obvious. I can do this. Perhaps I didn't need to do this, but the whole reason why I'm doing it this way is so that I have access to a thing. So now, like, the reason why I'm doing this instead of putting it on the same thing is that technically if I use a hinge or a rotor or something, or a piston, this puts it on a separate block, and by default, a grinder does not grind its own construct. But it doesn't grind the same grid it's attached to. But if it's on a subgrid, it will. So I'm taking advantage of that in order to actually properly grind down my refinery. So I'm going to get the find the hinge that's going to be hinge 2. I'm going to just rotate it. We'll just turn it off, and I'll just copy, cancel. I'm going to copy and paste it here. So that should be latched here, and as you can see, it's in position. It's going to take out this connection too, but that's fine. Now on this refinery, I want to actually disable use conveyor system, and then as soon as it runs through the iron here, it's not going to run through its iron, is it? You're turned off. Now this is going to cut this in half, I think. So I'm going to have to prepare for this. I'm basically making a very, like, this is actually slightly dangerous for me to do this because it's going to detach a bunch of stuff. So I have to make sure, absolutely sure, that everything's connected on multiple sides before I do this. Looks like it is. So now it's time. Okay, time to move the refinery. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it should be obvious how I plan on doing this. Super, super obvious now. I'll be back once it's actually ready to process up. There we go. Have all the components in the base. That's so cool. Alright, I now have a refinery. So I'm just going to replace this. Or I could leave it. It actually doesn't matter that it's there. Either or, I suppose, works. But look at this. So now I have a new refinery. It's processing all the ores now. Unfortunately, it's also going through these ores without any, like, regard for everything else. So what I need, actually, is I want to install these yield modules back on. Ow. Okay. This should be a max efficiency refinery now. So now I'll be able to actually pull the resources down here. So where is... So you... I'm just gonna insert a slash. And there we go. That's literally all of my inventory. Everything I need right here. So now it should be easier for me to continue expanding down here. But yeah, there's no way any of this is permanent, honestly. So what's the next thing? Auto crafting. I want my auto crafting to be down here. Let's do it like this. And then that's going to be my auto crafter. And then I can have a manual crafter somewhere. So I'm going to manually deconstruct this then. Oh. You know, I probably should have seen that coming. That's fine. That's just going to help cleanse that anyway. So I can say goodbye to the assembler there. And then I have access to everything I need to upgrade it. That is an assembler, isn't it? No. How did I mess this up? Thought something was off. You're not an assembler, are you? That's fine. Yeah, now I have a bunch of ice. Okay, take two. Yeah, that suddenly takes up far more inventory space. Yeah, I really should have been surprised when it was easy to build earlier. I'm just going to go and build this up and get all the modules attached. Then I'm just going to probably, to finish things off down here, I'm going to move the medical bay because that's the last difficult thing for me to move. Okay. Let me just take care of this a little.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay. So, I have my spot marked out. Hopefully, That didn't sound right. Did you get damaged? Something about that doesn't sound right. Is it taking damage? No, its just ship is full. I don't know, these noises are starting to unsettle me a little. Huh. I don't know. Is it getting foggy? It's raining. I don't know whether to be amazed. I'm sorry.
Inventory full.
It's raining though. Please tell me that downstairs it's not raining. Underground it doesn't rain. Okay. But it's definitely, I can see the foggy. Oh, it's raining. I don't know why. That makes
Inventory full.
me actually like happy. Oh, is that lightning? Okay, I've heard nightmare stories about lightning striking things and destroying things entirely. I know there's like a mod that reduces the strength of the lightning so that it doesn't just straight up destroy fully built blocks, but or like kill you in one hit. I just gotta hope I don't get struck. It's a good thing that I'm moving this stuff downstairs then, because if I get struck and then I lose this medical bay, I'm suddenly in danger.
Full.
Like this might not have been a great time to have a storm. Huh. So, okay. So, I feel like I should explain this a bit. This is not a mod, or rather this was a mod, and I wasn't intending on using it because lightning, but Keen decided to insert it into the game. And so now I'm getting thunderstorms. Look at that, it's actually cold right now too, because of the thunderstorm. Hey look, it's cold on the ice sheet. I don't know if I noticed that before. Yeah. I wonder. Oh yeah, rain only seems to be... Yeah, it seems like the rain's actually occluding and everything. But jeez. It's definitely foggy in here. Huh, that's just an effect I just didn't expect. Anyway, got a new home for this medical room. I am finally free. I can do anything I want now with the rest of this space. Yeah, it's very ramshackle at the moment. I'm thinking down here is just going to be floor 1, and that's just the industrial sector. This is going to be somewhere else. I'm going to have the actual residential area be above it, and that's just going to give me access to everything, and all the production is just going to be located underneath. All the production and all the various other things. Oh no, it's actually raining through the... It's raining underground, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's just not as noticeable because I'm underground. Huh. Well... I suppose that's that then. I'm going to see you in the next episode, where I plan on just doing all sorts of things. So, goodbye, I guess. I'm going to get the space all nice. I'm going to get all the... Okay, I guess I'll see you next episode then. I'm going to get this base all nice. Hopefully that mining ship it finishes its job, but it shouldn't affect what I'm doing right now. I can get all the industrial stuff, all the cargo and everything squared away down here. And then I can figure out a method of actually properly, I don't know, just properly figuring out what I'm actually doing with the floor layout, because most of this is temporary. The vast majority of it is. As soon as that mining drone's finished. What was that? In the middle of the outro, I heard something get destroyed. What was it? Did lightning strike something? Oh geez, the rain's super thick. It sounded like something got hit by lightning and broke. It was like the sound of a block breaking. Oh, there's more lightning. Maybe that's just a sound effect that lightning makes. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm going to see you next time. Bye. Please don't get struck by lightning. Don't get struck. Don't get struck. Don't get struck. Get struck. Don't get struck. Don't get struck. Don't get struck. Please. Lightning. No strike. No strikey. Thank you. Let me do the outro. There. That's almost it. Okay. 20 seconds. Ish. Gone.